everyone, this is Tristan from Investor Relations with Keel Team Real Estate Investments. Welcome back to our quarterly update on where we break down the performance of the top performing mobile home park REITs, namely Sun Communities, ELS Properties, UMH Properties and Flagship Communities. So today we're going to be reviewing the Q2 2025 results and we're going to see how each big mobile home park REIT performed and to get a feel for what's happening in the mobile home park REIT investing space. So first we'll look at year-over-year performance compared to Q2 2024, and then we're going to compare how each company did compared to Q1 2025. So with that being said, let's jump right in. Alright, so first and foremost is Sun Communities REIT. Let's see how they performed in Q2 2025. So their stock price rose 6% year over year from $118.76 to $126.49, but it did slip slightly compared to Q1, which was $128.64. The NOI climbed from $160.7 million last year to $168.6 million this year. Though that also did take a slight dip from Q1, which was $172.5 million. Occupancy edged up, year over year from 97.2 to 97.4%, which is quite slight, but an increase nonetheless. And it is also slightly higher than Q1's 97.3%. Lot rents also saw an increase of 5.2% year over year from $692 to $730, which is also up from Q1, which was $724. Their portfolio shrank from 291 communities a year ago to 284 communities today, which is unchanged since Q1. Obviously, just looking at it overall, the main takeaway here is that they still have steady rent and occupancy growth, although their stock price and net operating income did take a slight dip this past quarter. Alright, next up is ELS Properties. So ELS stock, did decline about 5% year over year from $64.60 to $61.67 and fell further from Q1's $66.43. So their core income from property operations rose from $176.7 million in Q2 2024 to $193.5 million this last quarter, which is also up from $181.9 million last quarter, which is, overall great in terms of net operating income growth. Their occupancy eased slightly year over year from 94.4% to 93.9%, which is a slight downturn, and is also compared to Q1 is also was 94%, so also a decrease there. Lot rents grew 5.5% year over year from $854 to $904, and were higher than Q1's $895. So as we saw with Sun Communities, there's also lot rent growth here, and their portfolio stayed flat at 206 communities with lots around 73,200, down from 75,300 last quarter. So you can see quite a bit of movement there. And the main takeaway that we can take from their performance is, their income growth is strong, but their occupancy did take a dip, as well as their stock price, which we did see. Alright, next up is UMH Properties. Their stock actually increased from $16.04 last year to $16.79 this quarter, though it is down from Q1's $18.70. Their NOI also rose year over year from $30.9 million to $34 million this quarter, and improved from Q1's $32.5 million. So overall, we see a nice increase in stock price and NOI here for UMH Properties. Their occupancy also increased from 87.7% a year ago to 88.1% this quarter, which is also slightly better than last quarter's 87.9%. Their lot rents also saw an increase of 4.5% year over year from $534 to $558, and were modestly higher than $554 in Q1. So the portfolio expanded from 133 communities a year ago to 144 now, up from 141 last quarter. So the main takeaway here, they have knocked the ballpark out here. Their stock has increased year over year, NOI has increased year over year, occupancy is doing well. We just saw a slight dip in the stock price in compared to Q1 2025. but obviously with lot rents growing as well, it's also supporting their strategy. All right, last but not least, we have Flagship Communities REIT, and overall their stock price jumped 29% year over year from $14 to $18.05 now, and it rose from Q1, which was $16.85. Their NOI also saw an increase from $14.1 million last year to $16.7 million this quarter, which is also higher than last quarter's $15.1 million. Their occupancy did slip slightly year over year from 87.4% to 85.1%, but did improve compared to last quarter, which was 84.4%. Their lot rents rose 8% year over year from $447 to $484, which is actually flat compared to last quarter, but did see a nice year over year increase over there. And their portfolio also did stay stable at 82 communities and about 15,140 lots, which is nearly unchanged from last year and last quarter as well. So the main takeaway we can take from Flagship Communities is that they had a strong stock price performance year over year, and they did also show very strong NOI growth despite the slight dip in occupancy. All right, and then just to summarize what we saw over here. So across the board, I mean, we saw lot rents increase from 4 to 8% year over year for all 4 REITs. NOI improved for all 4. Occupancy obviously did see some movements, but ultimately remained relatively stable. And quarter over quarter performance was a bit mixed, with UMH and Flagship Communities posing with the stronger results compared to Sun Communities and ELS, which did see some slight decline in their stock price and net operating income. So Q2 2025 highlights the ongoing strength of mobile home park investing, and that is rent growth, net operating income increases, and stable occupancy, which is going to continue to define the sector in my opinion, even as some REITs do adjust their portfolios and adjust their strategies as well. We do expect major developments in this space, and it is a great time to be an investor in my opinion. So thanks so much for watching. That's all for this video. Please stay tuned for our next quarter's review, where we take Q3 2025 performance, which should be released in the next couple of months, and we're going to take a look at that and see how they have performed. So overall, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're looking for additional resources, we've attached a link to a free ebook that you can take a look at. It's pretty much discussing all the mistakes you can avoid when you do look to invest in this space. Please subscribe, and please stay tuned for more mobile home park investing tips and guidelines from this blog, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in.